Hi, my name is Chris Melnick, and I'm a realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Now, you may have seen me recently on CBC speaking about my 2024 market predictions. In this video, I'm going to go into even more detail with even more facts and graphics to support my prediction. But first, we have to understand the trends. What's actually been happening the last number of years in Halifax? Now, push aside and ignore the dramatic headlines and just focus on facts and statistics. In what I consider the greater Halifax area seen here, we have the number of homes sold steadily going down each year. We had 7,002 in 2020, 6,984 in 2021, 5,149 in 2022, and 4,477 in 2023. But for median average prices, they have steadily increased, starting from 339,925 in 2020, 425,000 in 2021, 495,000 in 2022, and 512,000 in 2023. And if you're wondering why these numbers slightly differ from the numbers I mentioned on CBC, I'm being even more broad and all-encompassing here, including not just single-family homes, but condos and mini-homes, which don't even own their own land. And that's not really the focus here in Halifax, but I'll just include them so no one can really accuse me of cherry-picking data. I'm basically covering everything. So what does this mean? Well, if you remember from economics, this all boils down to supply and demand. And the only net shift that can really explain an increase in price with a reduction in volume is a decrease in supply. And that is the overarching issue that we have. There are simply not enough homes coming to market for sale, or at least not the right homes for sale, which I'll get to. Now, you may think, well, luckily in the news, I keep hearing about these new construction projects popping up everywhere around Halifax. So if I just wait for these, the market will be flooded with homes to buy, and I'll get a deal. Well, there is some bad news. The big boom in construction is for rental housing, not for homes to purchase. The homes being built for purchase have actually been going down steadily year over year. And why is this? This is because new construction is too expensive. I have a video series on new construction in Halifax, but long story short, the ballpark price of construction of just the structure is about $225 to $250 per square foot for the most basic detached house at about 2,000 square feet. That's about $450,000 to $500,000 for just the 2,000 square foot structure. That price goes up per square foot for a smaller home and down per square foot for an even bigger one. And a decent piece of land within about 30 minutes of the city could be around $150,000 to $200,000, meaning that a basic 2,000 square foot new construction home could cost around $600,000 to $700,000. And this is just not affordable to most people and not in strong demand. In fact, at the time of this video, in the greater Halifax area that I referenced before, there are 265 new construction listings, most of which are ready to move in, with a median price of $724,900 and a median average days on market of 96 days. And the cheapest new construction home is a one-bed, one-bath, nearly 500 square foot condo for $450,000 approximately. And the cheapest single-family home is a 2,000 square foot townhome in Elmsdale for about $480,000. Now, at 96 days on market, clearly these new construction homes are not in strong demand. They are simply too expensive. And that's why new construction homes for purchase have steadily been going down over the years. They just aren't selling well. Many of these new construction homes have been on the market for over a year. On the other hand, builders and developers are getting substantial government incentives to build rentals. So logically, that's what they're focusing on. And that's basically the push and how the government thinks it's best and the most fair way to create affordable housing for the most number of people. So after all that, what do I predict happening on the supply side? I see it continuing to go down as long as these current conditions are maintained. There simply isn't a reason for it to go up. And on the demand side, we keep getting record numbers of people from not only across Canada, but from outside Canada coming to Halifax. And even by the CMHC's own predictions, at current construction rates, we will still be short on homes in the future to a large degree. So what happens when demand jumps and supply decreases? Well, prices go up. So my prediction for 2024 is effectively a continuation of what we've been seeing. Average prices will keep going up, especially on entry-level resale homes. As of today, since January 1st, 2024, the median price of a home sold is $532,329, with an average days on market of 28. This means that half of the homes sold are less than $532,329. And anecdotally, a decent condo starts at about $325,000, and a decent single-family home starts at about $400,000. So it's a very narrow band that half of the market is competing in. And if you look further into this, the most active market segment is cheaper entry-level, single-family detached homes. For those homes under $500,000, the median days on market is 8, and typically offers are held for 5 to 7 days in those sorts of homes. So they're effectively selling as soon as they come to market. Those homes represent excellent value and are about $250,000 less than the replacement cost if new construction. So my prediction is that that market segment is going to continue to be the hottest, to keep driving overall prices higher. But I expect homes over about $600,000 or $700,000 to be on the slower moving side until entry-level homes start approaching those price levels. At that point, new construction will be in more demand because more people will be focusing on that price level, and more new construction will be built for purchase, and that will help with the supply side. But again, median new construction prices are about $725,000, and our current total median home price is about $532,000, so we still have a ways to go. Now, I want to address something else too, which is the thought that higher interest rates will crash the market. Now, this is factually proven to not be the case in Halifax, at least not at these interest rate levels. We are still nowhere near the rates in the 1980s. Yes, it's less affordable for people and they'll qualify for a smaller mortgage, but that's just pushing more people into the entry-level class and encouraging more people who are priced out of Vancouver or Toronto to come here. Now, entry-level housing is basically an inelastic commodity. Everyone has to live somewhere. If they need to work harder, get another job, get roommates, or decrease their expectations, they'll do that to make it work if they have no other alternatives. And that's why the real demand is in homes people need versus homes they just want. You need a basic home to live in and raise a family, but you don't need a 3,500 square foot luxury home. You just want it. That's why some of those home prices have actually been stagnant or have fallen. Also, most reports are that interest rates will either stay the same or decrease. So my suggestion, if you're on the fence about buying a resale home in Halifax, especially on the cheaper end, to do it before the big rush comes and prices go even higher. Now, I know many people will be upset with this prediction and are waiting for a crash due to interest rates. But they're going to be waiting for a long time because factually that has not been the case. In 2022, interest rates went from 0.25% to 4.25% and prices went up. In 2023, interest rates went from 4.25% and 5%, and still home prices went up. Can you imagine what home prices will do if interest rates drop? And for clarification, this is just a prediction for Halifax, not Vancouver or Toronto or Canada in general. Those are very different markets. The fact that those markets like Vancouver and Toronto are doing worse is part of the reason that our market is doing well, because those people are being pushed here. Now, these predictions are also all based on current regulations and policies. If the government decides to, say, massively decrease immigration or heavily invest in new construction innovation, then of course these predictions would change. Now, after all that, if you'd like to buy a home before the rush, please contact me. My contact information is in the description. Goodbye.